Hello everyone, welcome to my live stream. My name is Denise Hutchins and I'm broadcasting to you from Studio Mikarts. Our charity of the month is Tower Hill Stables Animal Sanctuary. You can help me, help them, help the animals by watching my stream and bringing your friends because I'm going to be making a donation at the end of the month based on my unique viewers count. I have not yet updated the fundraiser, I don't think, on Twitch here. I have had so much to do to get my stream set up after a month off from all of these crazy medical things. So I shall do that tomorrow. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm 15 minutes late. I don't want to be any more late. So today is Wednesday, which means it's time for illustration. And because I have had to take so much time off, I want to make sure that I can get an illustration done in time for sending Patreon rewards, which is next week. So I am going to take a break from my summer griffin and work on another Maginaturalist sketchbook creature. So I've got my Encyclopedia of Magical Creatures. We've done A, we've done B, so today will be C. I also have, and sorry, I'm going to be clearing my throat and probably coughing a lot because I'm still fighting off COVID. I'm not contagious anymore. I tested negative on Sunday, but I'm still fighting the dang symptoms, so sorry about that if that's annoying. I have as well my Sumi ink, my favorite dip ink, and this fun little pen that's a dip pen, but it has a nib like a fountain pen. I don't know, maybe I can show it better over here. Oh, it's hard to show. Maybe not. Well, you can sort of see. You want to focus up here, camera? Oh, thank you, thank you. Wonderful. So this is a dip pen, but as you can see, it has a fountain style nib on it. So that's what I've been using because my idea is this Maginaturalist just has a few things because she's traveling all over the world sketching the magical creatures that she encounters. So she's traveling light. She's traveling a lot, so she's got to travel light. So that's why we just have the single ink, the single nib, and we're using just my regular old sketchbook. I think I also need my blue pencil now that I'm thinking about it, because the last, yeah, I think I'm using blue pencil and then inking on top of that. Yeah, here we are. Here's the last one I did, the Baba Yaga. So yeah, you can see the, well, I don't know if it's focusing, so maybe you can't see. There, that's better. You can see the blue pencil and then inked on top of that. So I will need my blue pencil. So I'm going to flip to, I'm getting really close to needing a new sketchbook. There's only just this little bit left. So I could actually do it on this page. I was brainstorming for a graphic design project on there. Let's just use a new page. A completely new page. Okay, so we've got the new page out. But the first thing we've got to do before that is decide what creature, and it's pretty easy to decide. I have a method now. I'm doing just whatever the first entry is under each letter and then going through the alphabet. And when I get to the end, oh, this is the wrong case. I need my drawing case. Ah, here we go. When I get to the end, I'm going to start over again at A, and we're going to do, over the course of however long it takes, do this entire encyclopedia. Okay, so this is my main sketching case. So what I need, my blue colored pencil, mechanical pencil. And I also need, there was something else out of here that I wanted, and now I can't remember what it was. Oh, whatever. I'll just have this right next to me so I can get whatever it was that I was thinking of. Okay, so let's flip. Oh, I know what it was. And it was in that other case. That's why I thought of that other case. This case has these little tabs in it. So I did want this case. Okay, this is what I've been doing. I'll show you. Wait. Maybe those tabs are different. No, they're not in here. These colors are different. Oh, I remember. Okay. You have to sit here through my confusion. Taking a month off, and then things just decide they don't want to work. Like my camera just didn't want to work. I haven't used it. It hasn't been unplugged or anything. I'm like, what? I don't understand. And then finally I just got it to work. Okay, I don't know exactly why it wasn't working. Then the same thing with the microphone. If it's not used long enough, it just... Something about OBS. I don't know if it's because I just updated OBS. Maybe that was part of the reason, but it just forgot which microphone I wanted to use. It's not like I change. OBS decides on its own sometimes to change which microphone source it's using, which is weird because I only have the one microphone, so, but it for some reason thinks my speakers might be microphones too. I guess because so many headsets have a built-in microphone, but my speakers don't, so I don't get why it does it. Anyway, all of this confusion just now was because I wanted these, but I was not storing them, and I will change that now. I was not storing them in here. I'm going to put them right in here. Haha! Now they're in here. That way I can mark, well, for one, I put the pronunciation of this. I wasn't sure how to pronounce it, and it's Cabyll-Uisge. So anyway, I'm using it for notes, but I'm mostly using it for marking which ones I've done. So, would you look at that? I have not put a mark on Baba Yaga, which I did last. So, getting out my little stickies. I want to put it so that it doesn't cover it up in case I want to look up stuff about Baba Yaga again later. Don't want to cover up the entry. I just want it to be obvious that I have already done Baba Yaga. Like I would forget Baba Yaga though. This was so awesome reading this entry and creating the illustration based on it. But we are moving on from B. It's time for C. Yay. Oh, hardly any information. I'm definitely gonna have to look up how to pronounce this. It says in the Isle of Man on the Irish Sea. So let's put this into Google Translate and have it pronounce. This is a trick I learned from my art history professor. He was like, if you don't know how to pronounce something, just put it into Google Translate and then press the pronounce button or the speak button, and then that was just like mind blowing and life changing. And I have used that all the time. It doesn't always work because Google Translate doesn't always have that language available. Okay. But let's see what this says. Okay, so it does have, so this is what I'm talking about. You have to enter it. I've chosen Irish. I entered the word and hit enter or go. I pressed the arrow button. And then, if it has this little microphone here, whoopsie, blast it. I'm going to have to put it in again. Anyway, I pressed something down here. Blast it all. Anyway, you could see that Cabyll, that microphone icon was there. That means that it can pronounce it for you. Okay, so you can see now. I'm going to show you what I was talking about. Sorry about how dirty my phone screen is. Oh, look, you can see me. Hi. Hi. You can see me in my own phone. Okay, so you put this in here. It's set to Irish. You press go. Go. And then it's here. It has this microphone icon, which it won't always have if it doesn't have it available. And then you got to make sure your phone's turned up. So let's turn the phone up. Hopefully that's not too loud, but let's see what it says. Oh, never mind. Oh, did you see that? It said not available for Irish. Okay, so there's still another way to do it. Copy it. Get out of Google Translate and just Google it. Just put that word in and put pronunciation. Boom, and Google that. Each. Well, this one's a different one. Oh. Okay, there's a Wikipedia page about it. I don't know if it has the pronunciations. But we'll go look at this. Because look, it has this different one. Blast it. Oh, I clicked on it. And I didn't mean to. But it says... Oh, water horse. Oh, this is going to be super fun. Okay. Whatever this is. Uisge. No, I need to not pronounce it because I'm probably doing it wrong. Ireland, here. Very close, and it says Isle of Man, just like this one. Very close spelling to the encyclopedia, and it also says Isle of Man. Demo, I want a pronunciation that just says it for me. This IPA stuff does not help me. So the next thing I do when I don't find an instant answer, put quotes around, well, it doesn't want to focus anymore. But anyway, you put quotes around the specific word you're trying to get pronounced. Okay, it doesn't like that one. I'm going to remove the dash in case that helps. Not good. Here's each. I don't think we're going to be able to find it. This seems to be an unusual spelling. Okay. New idea. I am going to search each word one by one. So I'm going to search the U word, which I don't want to pronounce because I'm probably going to do it wrong. Irish pronunciation, let's see. Videos. How to say water. Well, this supposedly means water, I think. So let's see. Here's a video that says how to say water. Let's see what this person says. Ishka.
Water. Repeat it.
Okay, hold on. I need a sticky note. Time to write this down. Ishka. Ishka. And it looks like it's just a different romanization. Because it's very close to what's written in here. It's just written with a... This one is written with a G. This video is written with a C. I need a pen. Oh, here's a pen. Okay. So I'm going to write this. U-I-S-G-E, at least as it's spelled here, is pronounced Ishka. So I've got the second word in there. Let's listen to this one some more. I'll turn it up.
After me. Ishke.
Ishke.
Let's now ask for a glass of water.
Okay, let's not do this.
Go what?
We don't need to do a whole sentence. Ishke. But it's not like Ishka. It's like Ishke with like a little bit of an E sound. So the sounds of A are A, Ah, Ah. And this is kind of like, I'm going to put A plus E sound. This is, I don't know if I'll know what I meant in the future, but that's just trying to remember that it's not like Japanese ka. Ka has distinctly ah sound, but this one's like almost like a U. There. Ishka. 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 Okay. Thank you, person. Bite-Size Irish is that video. Give him credit where credit's due. Let's put that other word in there. Maybe it's pronounced the way it looks. Okay, this is another instance of it just seems to be spelled very differently here. Because I'm back to that Wikipedia page and it's spelled with 2 B's and 1 L, so let's try that. Because I'm not getting good results from this search. Cabyll in Manx. Wait, let me go to videos. How to say animals. Alright, this is supposed to be water horse. So maybe I will say how to say. Exie, hello! So glad to see you! Yay! My first day back after the unexpected million years off. How are you? Thank you so much for subscribing again. 21 months. That's amazing. That's almost 2 years. How are you doing? I'm so glad to see you there. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, you're welcome. I'm so glad to hear it. Yay! Well, I'm pretty good. I mean, I've still got... Oh, now that I'm speaking more. Hold on a second. I've got a cough. I'm all right considering. Thank you for asking. I tested negative for COVID on Sunday, but like usual, I'm still getting the stupid symptoms. Like my energy is only at like 80% of what it usually is, and cough, congestion, runny nose, you know, that kind of stuff. The headache has gotten better today. I haven't gotten a headache yet today, and that is the first day that I haven't gotten a headache since I got sick, so that's wonderful. So I'm getting better. I'm getting better. So as you can see, we're doing the next letter C on the Maginaturalist sketchbook, but I'm trying to figure out, I've just spent like, I don't know how long, last 10 minutes plus, trying to figure out how to pronounce this. I've got the second word. Now I'm trying to figure out this first one, so I'm trying to reverse engineer it because I think this is supposed to mean horse based on the Wikipedia entry I found, but it hasn't helped me figure out how to pronounce it. So now I'm going to say how to say horse in Irish. I'm going to Google that and see if that works. Man, if I just would do Irish and Duolingo, then I would have known how to say these, because water and horse are pretty basic words. Okay, I'm in the videos. Here's a video that has a whole bunch of different animals, but I just want to say horse only. Where's it just how to say horse? This one's 5 minutes long. I don't think I need something 5 minutes long. Here's one, 21 seconds. Let's see what this one says. It's the same channel. Bite-Size Irish.
So, the Irish word for horse is couple.
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 Couple. Couple. Nice. Thank you, this awesome channel. Big shout out to Bite-Size Irish. They have helped me figure this out. So this is just a weird romanization. Weird because I'm not seeing it anywhere online. It's only in this book. It's pronounced couple. Couple. So I'm going to put couple. I'm writing it not how it's written in this video, but how it works in my brain. Yay, couple. Hooray! Finally. Oh, I got a cough again. Okay, I'm better again. Man, I need to not get excited. I seem to be okay as long as I don't get too excited. If I keep my voice steady, then the coughs don't attack. So, now I have my little pronunciation notes and also a marker to show that I've done this one. Oh! Now your laundry is done. Yep, my towels are done. Hooray! Okay, now that we're done with all this, let me turn my volume back off my phone just in case something pops up. Put it back on the charger. Let's read about the Cabyll-Uisge. Cabyll-Uisge. See, I knew I needed to look this up because I never would have gotten that out of this. If I was to try to pronounce this without any help, I would call it Cabyll, which is pretty close. I'd say Cabyll-Uisge, which is, it's actually not as far off now that I say it, but definitely not close enough. So anyway, Cabyll-Uisge. Let's read about it, just a single little paragraph. In the Isle of Man, in the Irish Sea, the Cabyll-Uisge is the water horse that lurks in pools, lakes, and rivers. It takes livestock, dragging cattle and sheep down into the depths of the water where they are devoured. Sometimes it can take the shape of a young man who then lures unwary maidens away from the path onto uncertain ground, where it then turns back into its animal form and tears them in pieces. It also says, see this one, which is the one that Wikipedia had. But we'll save that because it starts with an E, so we could draw another one. Yay! So first thing is to take notes. This project is fun because I get to do my whole illustration process in a very short time. My research is all contained pretty much in this one book, and then the brainstorming happens here on the sketchbook. So I hope you can see this all right. Here, move this camera down. Okay, so first I like to always date my sketchbooks. It's 21st of August, 2024. I'll call this Maginaturalist. Good, and I'm gonna just put that because it's too long to fit. And this one is the Cabyll. And I'm going to spell it for the title of the piece the way it is in this encyclopedia, because this is what I'm using as my main resource. This is a U, not a V. Looks like a V. There. I also wanted to mention this Cabyll-Uisge was in, oh, what's it called? Ancient Magus Bride. Mahotsukai no Yome. That anime and manga. It was just in there in the most recent season. So that's pretty cool. I have very recent exposure to this magical creature. Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm so glad that you could make it then. Are you going on vacation or something? As usual, I'm not trying to pry. If it's personal, you know, you don't have to answer them. I'm so glad you could join me on my first day back. I didn't know how it would go because I did not expect to take basically a month off. But it was just thing after thing after thing. At first my husband had to go to the ER, then I had to take care of him, of course. And then my dog had to go into the ER because she got attacked by the neighbor dogs, the ones that we've had trouble with on the stream before. So then I had to take care of her too. And then, so my husband and I are going into the ER, pet ER and human ER so many times. And then my cat needed to go too. She had a UTI and it still isn't 100% done yet, and so we're now taking care of 3 people, and then all of these hospital visits. My husband and I both come down with COVID. That was a couple weeks ago. So yeah, I am so glad that you're here. I am very grateful that you were able to join me on the first day back, because I just didn't know how it was going to go. I was like, my luck is very bad right now. So I was like, you know what, we're going to do it though. I'm feeling good enough to do it. Let's get back to normal. I really, really missed streaming, so yeah. So thank you for letting me know too, because I appreciate that. That way I won't be sad when you're gone. I'm like, oh yeah, actually let me know. Okay, so I'm just going to do my usual thing to start. Water horse. I'm going to write down the things that stand out to me here. Isle of Man is where it is. I'm going to put in parentheses Irish Sea in case there's a different... Oh, I put Sean because I was just talking about Sean. My husband Sean. Irish Sea. What else? Pools, lakes, rivers, and these are, even though this is a tiny little paragraph, it still has, it's chock full of information that we can use to build a scene and tell a story. So we've got multiple locations that we can choose to place to be the setting for this creature. Oh, okay. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, you don't need to put it on here. Especially because I post these on YouTube publicly, so yeah. Yeah, if you want to, I would be happy to hear what's going on with you. Hold on. Gotta cough again. Oh, excuse me. I'm so glad that I can just tap my mic and mute. I don't have to like reach and do my mouse or just tap the top of my mic and it mutes. That's so nice. Okay. So it eats live. Oh, I can't spell. My writing is very bad today. Okay, eats livestock. So that's cattle and sheep. Cattle, sheep. And they eats them in the water. Eats in the water. In the depths, it says. Eats in the depths. First time COVID. No, this is actually my second time getting it. And every time I've gotten it, it's because I was around a whole bunch of other people. The last time I got it was when I volunteered at Best Friends Animal Sanctuary. It was the same year that we adopted. It was the same trip that we adopted Aoife and Chappie and Kumo. He's upstairs. So I don't regret it at all. We volunteered and we took one of the puppies there. No, well, not a puppy, but one of the dogs there on a car ride for a few hours and out on walks and stuff. And then we spent time with the FIV cats and just petting them and everything. And then we went to this buffet style vegan lunch that they have for all the volunteers and the public. And I think that's where we caught it, because there were so many people jammed into that small space. And so this time I'm sure I got it because we were in the hospital, and then my husband was the one who, even though he was still recovering, he was the one who brought the pets to the animal hospital and everything, and because he got sick first. That's why I think we got it from the animal hospital, probably more likely, because I was at the ER with him. But yeah, this is my second time. I've always done my best to avoid it, but it's never 100%. So oh, Sarah, hello! Welcome. Oh, okay. I hope you have a wonderful shower, and thank you so much for subscribing. Yay! 11 months. That means if you subscribe again, it'll be 12 months 1 year, and I will, if you like, you don't have to accept it, but I will offer you a chibi caricature if you'd like me to do one. So thank you, thank you. Okay. Oh yeah, Exie says sounds like a dense place. Yep, it was. You know, everybody is all in line like this. The tables are all really small, and you have to share a table with strangers because there's not enough seats for everyone to have, you know, every group to have their own table. And yeah, and so this time, being in the hospital, I mean, that's where the sick people are, so it makes sense. But I always wear my mask when I'm out with large groups of people or gonna be in a small space with people, you know, but it's not 100%, and actually the mask protects people from me more than it protects me from them, so, and I'm aware of that, so yeah, but I'm glad COVID is way worse than the flu, except for the times that the flu for me has turned into bronchitis, which actually happens to me a lot. There's like, my respiratory system is kind of weak, but this time, even though it was even worse than flu, and the medicine for like the first 3 days that the symptoms got really bad, it was just barely taking the edge off, and I was just so miserable for like 3 days. It was so bad. I was just laying there and just so bad. But then, started getting better. I didn't have to go to the doctor. So I'm very grateful for that, because there are still lots of people getting super sick from COVID, and people are still dying from it too. So I'm extremely grateful that that did not happen to me. I just had to be crazy sick, laying on the couch. Just lay there, take medicine, drink water. Okay. So sometimes this... Okay, I gotta look at that. Cabyll-Uisge. Sometimes the Cabyll-Uisge turns into a young man. Sometimes turns into a bishonen. Okay, sometimes turns into a young man, and so it's interesting. It says, who then lures unwary maidens away from the path onto uncertain ground, where it then turns back into animal form and tears them to pieces. Wonder if it eats them too, or if it just has some sort of vendetta against maidens? Oh, Exie, it's so true. I don't even think about that as much, but it's so true. The people who have long COVID and they're still sick. I'm so grateful. If I was gonna get sick, if this was fate, I am so grateful that this is as bad as it is, because it took a couple weeks to get back to the point I am now, and like right now, it's more of an annoyance than anything else. Like just having slightly low energy levels and having to cough and blow my nose all the time is just annoying. I don't need to take medicine anymore. Like, the symptoms are low enough that I can live just fine without any assistance. So, yeah, that's really awful. And I was reading about the long COVID, too, when I was doing research. I was like, is there any new research about what to do when you have COVID? So, hopefully I don't get that. I suppose it's possible for someone to get it the second time, for it to last, but every single day, like, it was like 3 days, I was like, maybe I'm sick, or maybe it's just the stress from all of this stuff that was going on. Then the next 3 days, I was like, I'm definitely sick, I'm so miserable, this is the worst ever. From that point on, though, every single day, I got a little bit better. So, that's still happening even now. Like I said, no headache today. So that's another symptom. Boop, gone. So I'm not too worried about the long COVID, but that is, I mean, that's so horrible. That's why I wear my mask. I don't want anyone to feel like this. And I don't want to risk anyone catching it from me who would end up being one of those extreme cases, because you never know. It's like so random. I haven't looked too far into it, but I don't know if there's been any hard determination of why do some people perish, and why do some people get long COVID? Why do some people not get sick at all? You know, it's such a scary illness because of that. Okay. So let's see. I'm going to put these as little subpoints because it first has to turn into the young man. Lures young women. And rips them to pieces. I don't think I will use this, to be honest. Oh, you can't really see because it's off the camera on both instances, but I don't think I'm going to use this stuff, but I want to write it just in case. It might give me some ideas. I don't want to use it because, for one, that's super violent. My art's not about violence. Two, I don't think that the Maginaturalist, in the context of this sort of illustrated story I'm building, I don't think the Maginaturalist would stand by and sketch that. I don't think they'd stand by and sketch cow and sheep being eaten either. So instead, I'm thinking of something a little bit more peaceful, maybe somewhat ominous, because this is definitely a dangerous creature. There does not seem to be anything about it that is... So, unlike Baba Yaga, who, yes, she will do things that people are afraid of, but she'll also do good things. Like, she helped that girl, the story of that girl who worked really hard, and her stepmother had sent her there thinking that Baba Yaga would just kill her, but Baba Yaga was like, hey, you did a good job for me. Here's the thing you were looking for, and sent her back home. This creature, the Cabyll-Uisge, does not seem to have any sort of nice, gentle side like that. So, in order to still feel right with the kind of art that I want to make and the kind of illustrations I want to share with people, I think I'll show this creature just in the water. Maybe looking at. Maybe there's like some sheep on the hill in the distance or something. But I don't want to show anything super violent or anything unhappy. So, hold on a second. I gotta blow my nose. Excuse me again. Oh, but that's such a relief. Yes, excellent point. Exie says, Maginaturalist kind of scientists would like to stay away from being biased towards creatures, hence might stay away from illustrating them doing evil acts. Yes. Yes. I'm so happy. I'm so happy you get what I was saying. That's exactly what I'm thinking. So I really like these. The Isle of Man, the Irish Sea, pool, lake, river. So let's look up some environments to start with. And since it's a water horse, I think we just need a horse. We just need a horse reference image and it'll be in the water. So first I'll look up the Isle of Man. Maybe we'll see some cool images. Ireland. Isle of Man, Ireland. Let's see what we got here. Oh, it's right in between. Interesting. I've always heard of Isle of Man, but I didn't know exactly where it was. It's like right in between Ireland and Great Britain. It's right in the middle. So there's the Isle of Man on the map. How about, oh, Wikipedia. I love Wikipedia. Most of all because the images there are generally public domain, so I don't feel worried about showing them on my stream. Here's the top-down map view. Oh, you can't see it very well in the camera. Sorry about that. Well, you can sort of see it. They've got this interesting 3 legs running flag. I wonder what the deal is with that. The motto is... Oh, I can't speak Latin. I mean, I can't pronounce Latin. The English translation is, wherever you throw it, it shall stand. You know what that reminds me of? A water bottle challenge. I don't know if anybody knows what I'm talking about, but it's on America's Funniest Videos a lot. It's a challenge where you have like a plastic water bottle full of water and you flip it, and if it lands, and especially if it lands on the cap, then you celebrate. So that's what that reminds me of. Wherever you throw it, it shall stand. Oh, they have an anthem. This is not really... I need more zoomed in images, though. Geography. Here we go. Calf of man seems from... Oh, I cannot pronounce that. I don't like pronouncing things wrong just because I don't know how to do it, so I will avoid saying those. Let's see. But any close-up images or anything? Triskelion is those 3 legs together. There's a photo of a sculpture version. But this is more about, this is more from the point of view of a sort of, how can I say this? This is from the point of view, oh, Minx cat. Minx cat. Oh, we had a Minx cat. His name was Kiba. That's so cute. Anyway, this is from the point of view of a human settlement, not of a geologic location. Even though there was a geology tab. Or was that geography? Okay, I will look for something else. Let's look for Irish Sea. Well, here's just... Oh! It's giving me a bunch of pictures. That's cool. I've never seen this before. It's... Oh, I'm not holding it right for you to see because I was looking at the pictures. It's got a little slideshow going on here. So I have something in mind. That one with the boat might have been good. I want to do it from the point of view of the Cabyll-Uisge. I keep looking at my pronunciation up here. At the Cabyll-Uisge. From behind them, looking to the land, and then you see like little sheep grazing. So that'll show... That will incorporate some of this other information here without it being a violent scene. I need more images though. Yeah, this one with the boat was... I want this one with the boat. Let's see. Well, how about I do view of Isle of Man from the sea. guess it doesn't necessarily have to be the Isle of Man. It could just be a little small chunk showing a craggy, because now I'm getting a good idea of this sort of, it's like a craggy, rocky, it's not like some tropical beach. It's very rocky. It's got like grass growing on it, but no or very little sand. So I don't think I need to look at a specific picture. But something else I noticed during a previous search just now was that there seemed to be a specific, oh, it was on Wikipedia. There was a specific kind of sheep known to the area, like the Manx cat. There was a sheep below that, and that would be perfect if I can get there. Ha! Manx. Oh no, Lowton, maybe. I'm gonna have to figure out how to pronounce this. I'm gonna write it. Isle of Man, specific sheep. And that is the Manx. I wonder if I'm pronouncing Manx right. Lowton, maybe, I don't know. I'm gonna have to look it up. Manx Lowton sheep. It says, breed native to the island. Dark brown wool, 4 or sometimes 6 horns. Wow, that is awesome. Oh, wait. This is awesome. Oh, Exy, you gotta go to sleep. Okay, good night. It's so late for you, so I completely understand. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I'll post it when I'm done. I hope to finish it during this stream. Thank you so much for joining me. Hope you have a great night's sleep. Sweet dreams. Here's an interesting animal that's on the Isle of Man. It says, a more recent arrival on the island is the red-necked wallaby, which is now established on the island following an escape from the wildlife park. The local police report an increasing number of wallaby-related calls. That's so funny. What the heck? Here's a picture. These sheep are awesome. Look at that. That is so cool. So I'll use these. This is exactly why I do research. Could have just drawn some generic sheep, but no. Let's draw sheep specific to this location. So what was special about them? Brown wool means mouse brown. Okay, so I clicked on the page specifically for this sheep. So I'm in here. Dark brown wool. Not that that necessarily matters, but it will inform how I ink these animals. So if they don't have white wool, they won't stand out quite as much. 4 to 6 horns. And the, oh, and the word, ooh man, I don't know how to pronounce this. Let's go down the rabbit hole again. Let's figure out how to pronounce this. This comes from the Manx language. Pronunciation. Well, here's this word. Let's see. Just 16 seconds.
Lowton.
Oh.
Lowton.
That's how you'd expect.
Lowton.
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 Alright, sweet. Let's listen to another one just in case. Sometimes. Ooh, here's how to pronounce Manx correctly. Let's try this one. I just want to see.
We are pronounce this word in English, designating the people of the Isle of Man collectively and their language. How do you go about pronouncing it? Manx.
Manx.
Manx. In American English, it would be said as Manx. Manx. Or in British English, Manx. Here are more videos on how to pronounce more words in English whose pronunciations aren't...
Interesting. It's slightly different. Manx. So like man with an X on the end instead of... I've always heard it Manx, like A. Manx. But this makes it sound like Isle of Man, so it should be Manx, because it's means, Manx means the people of the Isle of Man. Okay. Yay, I'm learning. Here's another site with how to pronounce this. Some people have 0 stars for it, though. Or they've downvoted it. Let's try this one.
Manx Lowton.
Lowton. This is Manx Lowton. What about this one?
Manx Lowton.
Oh, that one.
Manx Lowton. Manx Low-Acton.
Low-Acton? I don't know. Oh, welcome back, Sarah! Yay! I'm so glad you're able to join me today. My first day back after like a month. I was saying earlier, since I've had such bad luck recently, I didn't know how this stream would go today, so I'm so happy that you're able to join me. Life is chaos. Any new developments on your side? I know things have been just as crazy for you. I'm going to go to videos and see if there's more different. Here's just a video of the sheep. Well, I'll try this pronunciation video. Whoa! You're not in any music. Whatever.
Lowton.
Everybody's saying Lowton.
Lowton. Lowton.
Lowton. Okay.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to our videos on YouTube.
Well, pretty much everyone is saying Lowton in my little 5-minute search there, so I am going to use that as my pronunciation. So it's Man-X, so Manx, and then Lowton. Shoop. Manx Lowton, the type of sheep I want to use in this illustration. Oh, let's see. Repairing the walls, replacing the windows. Oh, wow, yeah. Moving house is like the biggest chaos thing. But at least once you have, like, all the documentation from the repair work. Well, I don't know if you're doing it yourself, but if you're hiring someone, at least that's nice. Because you can then have that documentation to show, hey, this is just recently repaired, which is like a basic, you know, like if you replace your roof, then that's like a selling point for your house. So I hope that works out for you and ends up being a silver lining. Everything you're having to pack and repack. Oh, that is so stressful. Hold on, I'm going to take a drink of water. I haven't had any drink of water since I started the stream. Oh, shoot. I just realized it's my break time. Okay, got my drink of water. I'm going to go take my little 5-minute break. I've been working on that too. Little by little. Also taking care of my buying stuff habits. It's really helped making my financial goal for this year to pay off my credit cards, because logically I can't pay off my credit cards if I keep buying stuff. So I have really curbed my spending habits thanks to that. So So I hope that happens for you too. It's like this really hard, it's like a growth spurt or something. It's really hard for a while, but then afterwards it's so much better because you're like, well, I just don't feel like buying stuff. Anyway, hopefully it'll work out that way for you. I will be back in 5 minutes though. I'll just go take a little break, go stretch, maybe have a little snack. I hope that you will, and I have one lurker, so thank you, lurker. I hope you will take the opportunity to take a break as well. I'll be back in 5 minutes. Hello everyone, I'm back. Hope you all had a great break. I did. Got some tasty snack and some stretches in. I know. I still love seeing the little ranger in the chat. I'm looking forward to being able to make progress again on my subscriber badges and then do another new ranger emote. But that's way in the future. I've got, what, 5 badges to work on. We'll work on that on Friday. Okay, so I think I've got the elements I want. I'm just going to describe this in words to help me visualize. So the viewer is behind the, how does it spell it here? Cabyll, what was it? Uisge. Uisge is behind the Cabyll-Uisge, who is bobbing in the Irish Sea. Gazing at some, how do you say that? Manx Lowton on the shore. Oh, on the rocky shore. Oh, grazing. Grazing on the rocky shore. That's, I got a cough. Excuse me again. I'm gonna get through this. Eventually. Heck, maybe tomorrow the cough will be gone. That would be awesome. Okay. Now I've got the scene in mind. I just want to do a little sketch. What I'm visualizing is we've got like the neck of the horse coming out. It's water horse, so it's just a horse in the water. Since it's in the water, the mane would be all bedraggled and stuck down onto the neck. Something like this. Really simple. So maybe the Maginaturalist has seen it. She's in a boat and spotted this. So we'll have ripples coming out. I love the idea of this being in not a straight up and down, but the neck sort of being like it's coming down, like the rest of the body would be under here. Maybe we'd even see it a little bit. Slightly darker than the rest of the water or something. So this, oh, you're not even seeing what I'm doing. Okay, I can move this encyclopedia now. I've got all my notes. Although my room is a worse mess than it was before. It was before I got sick. Okay, there. I can set this over here. This can go over here. There. Now you can see what I have sketched. So this is kind of what I'm imagining. And then you can see off in the distance this rocky shore. And I'd like to have the shoreline at the eye level of the Cabyll, oh, how do you pronounce it? Cabyll-Uisge. Then that way it's a sort of guide for the viewer of the illustration to look here. This is what's important, is that this creature is looking over here. And then we'll have these like crags coming up. So we looked at all those images earlier, just this rocky, mossy, grassy Something like that. And then we could show little sheep. Maybe we wouldn't be able to show what kind of sheep it is because I want it to be rather far away. This creature is just contemplating. We're not going to show any violence in this image. But the creature is thinking, where am I going to get my next meal? There's these sheep over here. And that's what I eat. I eat sheep. So something like that. Just showing them munching away on the grass over here. Seeing about doing any overlapping, but might not have any overlap. Because since they're so far away, you can't really tell what they are. So maybe not. Maybe not overlapping them. But we could have some like closer to one another. I'm gonna look at that picture of the sheep again. I don't feel like I'm getting their silhouette very well. So there's one picture. Are there any other pictures? There's another one. But this sheep is laying down. I need my sheep to be sitting up, standing up. Oh wow, their horns can be all kinds of different ways. Look at how this one is. They all have a minimum of 4 horns. This one, they're all growing out around the face. That's actually pretty good protection. It's interesting. This is not having anything to do with, although maybe it will. Hold on. Let me read this. There appears to be a link between the presence of Loten sheep and the ability of the, and I don't know how to pronounce this either, maybe Cho, to thrive. Studies on Ramsey Island, Bardsey Island, and the Isle of Man have found that the number of grazing sheep fell, so did the number of breeding Chos. When sheep grazing increased, so did the number of breeding Chos. This appears to be happening on Jersey as well. As the Lotens graze, they crop and trample the grass. This enables the birds to reach surface, active, and soil insects. Also, the dung the sheep leave draws beetles and fly larvae. These insects, in turn, are a resource for the birds when the ground is hard or other insects are scarce. And then this is the bird. It doesn't want to focus. Camera. Okay. It's like a black bird, but it has sort of orange beak. Orange beak and orange feet. So, actually, this is great because we can add some more elements. We could just have blackbirds flying around or maybe sitting. And maybe we can't even tell what they are in the sketch, but I'll know what they are, and the ones flying will be visible, will be understandable. Welcome, welcome, Wolf! Yay! What a wonderful day! 3 subscriptions in 1 day. Thank you so much. 13 months. Yay! Thank you, thank you. How are you, Wolf? So glad to see you. So glad that all my best people have popped in on my first stream back after a month of woes. I'm so grateful for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Anything cool happen in the past month that I've been gone? Also, you're on your 13-month streak. Friendly reminder that you still have that chibi caricature available if you ever want to take advantage of it. I'm going to write a note here so that I know why there's these blackbirds. And they specifically need to be blackbirds because this is Cho. So, Manx Lotens. And put this in my own words. Make it easier for Cho. And I'm going to put birds because I've never heard of that before. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right. But I've spent so much time looking up pronunciations this stream. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to do it again this time. So I might be completely mispronouncing this. Although this makes it look like it's spelled chuff. Look at this. Chuff. Maybe it's chuff. Chuff, like tough. Oh, it makes sense because tough is spelled the same way with a T instead of a CH. Oh, maybe it's a chuff. Okay. Anyway. To live. So that's what these are. These little birds. Oh, good. That's actually the best news to hear. Nothing crazy going on. I feel like that's a song lyric. Is that a lyric? Blackbird singing in the dead of night. And we could have one closer up, but why would the chuff come over here to this creature? No, I think they'd stay over where all the bugs are, so we keep them. Keep them over here. Well, I got my basic scene. I'm going to go back to these pictures of the sheep, though. Just try to get this overall shape so that I can get their silhouette. Ah, Blackbird by Paul McCartney. I don't know if I've heard that song before. I want to, like, remember to look that up. That's, like, perfect for this. This is such a dark creature that we're doing. It's not a bird itself, but... Alright, the overall shape is it's basically flat back. Not perfectly flat, but pretty flat. And then the thigh curves in a little bit and comes back out and down like this. That's the back foot. And it has a little belly. Whoop. Oh, but it doesn't curve back up. Curves up toward the hips, but still stays pretty straight all the way to the chest. And then the front leg is out like this. Oh, you're not seeing my sketch good with the little camera. Let me move that. There. Nope. Okay, front leg. Curves forward a little bit, then comes back, and then the hoof. Boop. And we have the other front leg, of course, and the other back leg. Though this one has the back leg staggered. Put some hatching to show which legs are the back legs. Back as in farther from the viewer, not back as in the back half of the body. That's a confusing way to say it. Okay, then the head. This one's head facing toward the viewer. Neck's coming out from a halfway point from the bottom of the chest. And little eyes. And then the 4 horns. I have not yet seen a picture. Apparently they can get up to 6 horns. well, not up to. It's either 4 or 6, and 6 is rare. But this one has the cool horns coming around to protect its head. So that's a silhouette from that picture. Here's another one. Show you. This one's top 2 horns grew straight up, and then the side horns grew around to protect the jaw. So I'm gonna sketch this. Flat back, but there's a little bit of a bump here where the shoulders and the neck come out. And the tail. It's nice you can see the tail on this one. But again, that back line of the thigh comes inwards, then goes back out for the knee. Like this is the knee here, and then this is the ankle. And then you can't see the hoof here because there's grass. And then the other leg, just like that. Some hatching showing that this is the back leg. And once again, comes upwards for the tummy. And it's then straight across all the way to the chest. So even with this different individual, it's the same thing. The way the bottom line of the body works. Tucks up into the hips, but then it's straight across all the way to the front of the chest. My pen keeps wanting to die. Come on, pen. Hang in there. I don't need too much detail because I just want silhouettes off in the distance for this scene. Head. Have to draw on top of this other one. I didn't leave room for the horns, but the top horns is coming off like this. And then this bottom horn's curving around. Alright, little ear behind. And fuzzy head. There's the eyes. Okay. So that's probably enough to show the overall silhouette of these sheep. And there is another one in this same picture with the head down. We do need some with the head down. The point is that they're grazing on this mountain, on these craggy mountains. So it curves the back a little bit to have their head hanging down like that. But it's the same thing. Belly curves up into the hips, but goes straight across all the way to the chest. Okay. Put my phone back over here. Man, I think that's pretty good. Now I'm going to take my brainstorming page out of here so that I can keep looking at it as I work on the main drawing, which will happen on this next sheet. Part of the horns are still on the part that I didn't rip off because it's the part that's in the ring. Dang. Now I need my template for the 4x6, making all these postcard sized. But I've been thinking of it this way, but now I'm wondering if maybe this would be better. But I like the idea of having lots of sky, so let's do it this way. Worst case scenario, I can just start over and do another one. I'm going to use my blue pen instead of blue pencil for this outline, because the blue pen can easily be removed digitally once this is scanned in, But if I need to erase as I'm sketching with the blue pencil, this outline won't get erased because it's pen. Okay. Put that back in the sketch kit. Okay, put this template back in my closet. Now I'm thinking about the placement of the, how do we say this again? Cabyll-Uisge. The Cabyll-Uisge. I wonder if I should just write that right now. I've been writing the name of the creature, the location, etc., though I don't remember exactly what I was writing. I'm gonna go look at my previous ones real quick. There's a Baba Yaga. Okay, so what I've been doing is writing the name of the creature at the top middle. And then the date. The date is actually the date that I finished the drawing, but it's also the date that the Maginaturalist spotted the creature and did the sketch. And then the location. So this is so great that this has a location as well. So we can put Irish Sea here. And then time of day. So that's something to keep in mind because I've been putting time of day. I'm imagining it being a bit of a gloomy scene because it's the sort of British Isles area. Also just seems thematically appropriate, emotionally appropriate for such a dire creature. But what time of day? If it could be... So it's like overcast. I'm just trying to imagine. So it's like overcast. Maybe it's even been raining all day. Would this creature wake up and be hungry? Would this maybe be dawn? Or is it a nocturnal creature? This information is not in the encyclopedia, and I don't want to go down the rabbit hole anymore by trying to look it up elsewhere. So I'm just trying to imagine. Maybe this individual, are they hungry, looking for their next meal because it's morning and they've slept through the night, woke up hungry? Or is nighttime approaching and they're a nocturnal creature? I mean, nighttime is way more scary. So I feel like it being dusk or nightfall would be much more appropriate to this dark creature. So let's do that. I'll even put nightfall. That's what I'll put. Because I put like noon, I've put midnight. Let's put nightfall. That just sounds cool too. Okay. So, I'm going to open my ink, put those words on here, and then we'll start doing some sketching too. I just decided to do it, to write the words on the drawing first because I keep forgetting. I mean, this is only the third one I've done, so I haven't had very much experience with my own project yet, but okay. Just looking for, want a towel to wipe this pen on because I'm going to write these things down now before I forget. But then I'm going to go to the sketching pencil, so I won't be using the ink, which means I need to wipe this off so it doesn't get dried on. Okay. First the, oh, I didn't really get much ink on there. Weird. Okay, I think it's good. Okay, let's try this. Cabyll, the encyclopedia spelled it away that Wikipedia and Google was. Anyway, it wasn't being found, but since I'm using the encyclopedia as my main resource, I'm spelling it this way. So Cabyll dash Uisge. There's the name of it. We're going to put nightfall for the time of day. That just sounds really cool too. For this creature that pulls animals and people into the water and devours them. Sounds nice and scary. What was the thing in the middle? Oh, the date. I don't know if I'm going to finish this today, so I won't write the date yet, actually. But we're going to put Irish Sea. Is that what it's called? That's what it called it in the encyclopedia, so I shall use that term. Irish Sea. Oh, I'm already running out of ink. Okay, try again. I'm putting Irish Sea instead of Isle of Man because the Maginaturalist is in the sea. Because she's seeing it from behind. Okay, that's good enough. Wipe this nib off. So, I still have an hour and what, 20 minutes? An hour and 15 minutes. So we never know. Might get it done, but I have a feeling I'm not going to get this done today. So I've had so much to look up today. All kinds of pronunciations. Especially the pronunciations kept tripping me up. And somehow I've gotten a bunch of ink on my hand. Okay, I think I got it. Yay! Clean hand again. Oh, nope. There's still a bit more. Where's it coming from? Why do I keep getting ink on myself? Do I have any ink on this hand? Nope. Okay. So let's cap this ink. Done with it for now. And yeah, I got that pretty clean. Okay, so now. Oh, let me adjust this little camera. It's casting shadow. There we go. That's better. So what I was thinking is having the Cabyll, how do we say it? Cabyll-Uisge. Gotta remember that. Uisge. Cabyll-Uisge. At about the third line. So if we divide this into thirds, the first third here. That's what I'm imagining. And then maybe the crags reach up to about the second third line. Or the 2/3 line. That feels like a nice way to divide it. And then we can have the... Actually need to look up a reference of a horse from behind. I wonder if I can find swimming horse from behind. I don't think I can get one. It's mostly horses on water treadmills. Or like here's... no, but it's not from behind. I think I'm just going to have to use my imagination. I just wanted swimming because it would help show what does it look like. How do they hold their head? But none of the pictures are from that angle, so I'll just get a regular picture of a horse from behind. Ooh, but I just realized it's probably a good idea to look up Irish horses. The Irish draft horse is the national horse breed of Ireland. That seems good enough. Let's use Irish draft horse. I'm going to put from behind, but I don't know if that will actually give me any nice images. They're all from the side. What the heck? They're all from the side. Even though I specifically searched from behind. I just want to see what the shape of the neck and stuff is. Oh, this gave me a great idea. Look. Here's a horse toy. Give me a second. I have a whole bunch of lovely little horse toys. I'm just going to go get one and use that. So I'm going to put on my Be Right Back. It probably won't take very long, but they're up on a shelf. So put my Be Right Back on and be right back in a second. Alright, I'm back. Look at this. I love these little Schneich figures. This is perfect. This one is rearing up like this. So this is like perfect for showing how we're imagining the water being like this. And I can look at it from behind. Hooray! I can even have it at the same angle. So here's the sketch, what I was imagining. And then, so I won't have the arm up like this. Because I imagine that it will be treading, so the body would probably be more like this, treading water maybe. So I will ignore the legs. But this head is exactly what I was hoping to do. So hooray! My obsession with buying slice figures pays off. And it's so great because the fact that it stands up like this means that it's going to be sitting at the perfect angle for me to draw it to. And it's so great because then I can also see these figures. I love them because they're so naturalistic. They're extremely beautiful. And so that means I can see really well if it would focus up high. Come on. Oh, thank you. So you can see it's got so much detail around the eyes, the cheek there, and so when I'm holding it at this angle, you can see how the eyebrow or the brow bone there angles out over the eye, the way the cheek comes out underneath. So I'm so happy I thought of that. Now I realize I've got ink under my fingernail too. Got it. Man, all I did was write these few words and I got ink everywhere. Okay. So, now I've got this. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Even shows one ear is like slightly angled this way and the other ear is like angled like this. Okay, anyway, this is great. This is great. And I'm imagining the head not being perfectly centered, but a little bit off. That way what's centered is the horse's gaze. Gazing out this way. Okay. So let's put this like right here. And this is underwater, but I'm drawing it anyway. Connecting to the shoulders here. And the back of the neck is like right here. And the head starts with that big cheek and jaw. And the forehead on the other side. And the ears coming out like this. And like this. Then we've got the not the jaw, the brow coming out like that. Oh, okay, have a safe drive. Yeah, I hope to see you when you get home, but if not, thank you so much for joining today. Made it the best return stream ever. Everybody popping in, I'm so happy. My luck is finally turning back around. Okay, so got this eye, and then the jaw comes out a little bit in front of that. And then we can see the nose coming down. And it curves in and then it becomes the lip. And then the chin come back in. Maybe I'm going to exaggerate a little bit the lines here. Make it a little more angular. Because I think that makes it look more dangerous. Sharp. Because if it's ripping up other animals, even though it looks like a horse, it's a carnivorous creature. Okay, so we've got the face. Now we just need to get this mane on here. Like I said before, I want to make it not light and fluffy because that would be dry. This is going to be wet and sticking to the neck. But it still has some volume to it, so it's still sticking up off the neck. then the bangs growing out in front. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, so the water will be curving around all this stuff. Curving around the chunks of hair and the parts of the body that we can see. Now I want my eraser. So I just want to lighten up. Oh, this isn't ink. This is from my big graphite pencil. I've been wanting to wrap this thing up. I'm gonna do it now. I keep getting graphite on myself and on my stuff because this is just a big thing of graphite. There's nothing protecting it. Plus this is the blending stump that I use. I'm going to find like a piece of paper, a little scrap piece of paper to wrap them in. So I don't want any smudges to get on my piece as I'm working on it. Ah, perfect. Got this little scrap sheet of paper that has some stuff printed on the other side. We're just going to wrap these up. Boom, and I'm going to put a little rubber band on this. There, ha! I've been thinking about it for ages. I'm finally doing it. Now these things can still be in my sketch kit. Oh, this paper is like the perfect size. Awesome. But not making a mess of everything else in here. As you can see, this is all dirty because it's right next to the... It's next to the blending stump, so it's not even as bad, but I'm going to try to wipe it off as much as I can. Maybe I can use my eraser on it, actually. See if we can clean a pen with a kneaded eraser. Graphite covered pen. Ooh, you can! Look at that. Sweet. It's kind of awkward to erase like this, but it's working. And it's just about time for me to take my next break. There. That's so nice. Hooray. I saw a little bit on this pen too. Okay. My sketch kit can be a little cleaner. I mean, there's probably still a ton of graphite on the case itself. That'll have to be good enough. Yeah, you can tell there's on the case because it got on the paper. Actually, I'm going to like fold this up. So it's trying to come out the bottom. So fold up the top and the bottom. Improvising my storage for these graphite crayons. There we go. Takes up a little extra space doing it that way, but at least stuff is cleaner and I won't get graphite randomly on my hands and then get it on my drawing. Okay, let's pull this eraser a bit to distribute that graphite we just picked up, because I don't want to accidentally put it back down onto the page. Okay, that's looking pretty good. So now I'm just going to erase a little away. I don't actually want to get rid of the lines entirely. I like the idea of it still being slightly visible under the water as the water goes deeper. But since this is going to be an overcast, cloudy, gray, dark, it's nightfall, we won't be able to see that far into the water anyway. So, but we've got that. So now we're just going to build ripples around. That's probably good enough. Okay, we've got the water horse here. Now, oh, you know what? Let's take a break. It's supposed to be break time, and I'm taking my break late again. I'll leave this horse here just because it's interesting. Oh, look at it in the little camera. I'll move that horse there because it's interesting. And turn on my be right back sign. Gonna go have a stretch, maybe have a snack. Hope everybody else will do the same. Take a little break. I'll be back in 5 minutes. Hello everyone, I'm back. I hope you had a great break. It's time to get back to work on this. How do we say it again? I'll learn by the end of this maybe. Cabyll-Uisge. Cabyll-Uisge. Alright, we've got the water. So there's something about these ripples that I'm not actually liking. It makes the water not look flat. So let's see. What is it about these? It's not looking right to me. Something about the angle. It is supposed to be the sea, so it'll be more rough looking just because it's the sea. We're not using a pool or a lake like some of the options that the encyclopedia listed as places this creature might appear. So maybe if I show the water, yes, there's ripples here, but they're quickly disturbed by the motion of the sea itself. Oh, that does seem better. But I'm not looking at a reference image. I couldn't find one, so we'll just let this be like this. That's pretty good. That's good enough. It doesn't have to be perfect anyway. This is supposed to be a Maginaturalist on a boat sketching this as she sees it, so it doesn't have to be perfect. It's just capturing the moment. So now we've got way off in the distance these crags starting. Something like that. And this is just from my imagination based on those images that we looked up. Oh, hold on a second. I gotta blow my... Sometimes it feels like my symptoms are almost gone, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh no, nope, they're not. Whew. Still got the coughing, all the stuff. Except for the headache. Yay! That's a win. No headache today. It's awesome. I'm so happy. So happy, no headache. Oh, there. So, yeah, me likey. Me likey. Now let me look at an image again. Let's see, Isle of Man from the sea. Let's see if I can find some pictures. I just want to see, what does it look like? Here's one. The Sea View Guide to the Isle of Man. There's this kind of picture. You're not actually seeing all that much going on along the shore. Like, I'm wondering, you know, do you see ripples in the water? Do you see waves? But looking at this image, it's actually pretty still looking when you're this far away, which is actually a perfect distance for what we're drawing here. Excuse me. Just trying to see if there's another example of that kind of view. Here's another one. Yeah, you can't really see much when you're that far away, as far as waves or any big difference in the level of the water or even the color. Just like a few, maybe you can see a few white caps here and there, but hardly anything. Here's a stormy looking scene. But I'm not imagining this being stormy, it's just that it's getting nighttime. Okay. Alright, good, then I'll just leave it how it is. So you just really can't see. You can see stuff here because we're right next to it, but I'll just put a few little touches here and there just to show, like, okay, well, this is still the ocean is still happening. The sea is still happening here. But that's it. Hold on again. It's going to be a bit of a weird recording, having all these pauses where I have to mute my mic because I need to blow my nose or cough, but I think it's better having the pause than to be listening to me coughing and all that. And all that grossness. Especially because I've got this stupid, like, in the middle kind of cough where it's not always that productive, and so it's just kind of an annoying cough instead of like, yes, this cough had purpose or whatever. So I think that kind of cough sounds as frustrating as it feels, so it's another reason why I'm so glad it's very easy to mute my mic for a minute. Okay. Now we've got the scene. Let's add some sheeps and birds. So they are quite far away, so I don't know how much it really matters about the silhouette. I think they're going to be very small. But I think maybe it will still show that that there's little creatures up here. Even though I'm drawing such simple shapes, I am imagining each one. What position is it in? This one is half facing the viewer with its head down, munching away, and this one is looking at its companion here. This one is actually looking back up the slope. That kind of thing. Even if it doesn't really make a difference, it helps me decide what to draw. This one's looking up, so its horns are going back along its back. We'll see, this one, we're only just barely seeing it because it's back behind the ridge. So we're not seeing the whole body because it's covered up by the land here. And this one, straight towards the viewer but looking down because it's munching away at some grass. And then this one's deciding to go back up to its fellows up top. This fellow is gonna be laying down. Decided to take a break. And let's have the way this angle is. Looks like not looking toward the middle, but maybe looking over here. So here, let's have a little brave but reckless sheep. Checking out lower down, maybe there's more grass here that nobody's eating because it's so dangerous, but they're like, you know what? I'm going for it. But it's dangerous because this creature has their eye out. And by having one a lot closer, we could draw a little bigger to really show that it's a sheep. Oh, hold on, I gotta mute again. Excuse me once again. That's so much better. Instead of trying to just hold it in or sniff a whole bunch, just go ahead and blow my nose and cough. There's another one behind the ridge. Not sure exactly what it's doing. Maybe it's laying down, but maybe we just can't see. This fellow's climbing up but looking over this way. I'm going to create little ledges for everybody to be standing on. Oh, that's pretty good. I like it. I like this. Not bad, because there's still half an hour to go, and I think I'm ready to start inking. Oh, I didn't add any birds. Let's add some of these birds that we discovered are sort of not symbiotic, but are helped by these sheep. Well, since the sheep are so small, I think I'll just have the birds being in the air. The visible birds. Trying to place them so it's organic looking, but also fills the space in a really visually satisfying way. So just keep adding them where it seems good. Also trying to get a little bit of variance in the size so that it can show depth, I hope. Having smaller ones maybe will show that it's farther away. Of course, it could just be interpreted as a smaller, different kind of bird, but maybe that's what it is. There could be more than just this bird. I like seagulls and stuff. That's probably good though. Or actually, I kind of like that. Let's put one up there. Okay, that's good. So this group also sort of creates a line that goes this way, pointing toward the same thing that the psychic line created by the eye of the water horse. That psychic line is pointing this way. This sort of implied line of these birds is also pointing this way. Yay! I think that's good. Let's start inking with this last half hour that we have. Oh, welcome back, Wolf! Yay! Look like you can make it back! Yeah, still not feeling great. I've been calling it, depending on the moment, 80 to 90% better. I have my nice box of tissues right next to me. I'm still struggling. I tested negative on Sunday. So I'm not contagious anymore, but I still have cough, congestion, runny nose. Happily, today is the first day with no headache, so the symptoms are going away, but yeah, I'm struggling on. Each day has gotten better though. I said this earlier in the stream, so it might be a repeat for some people, but the first 3 days I wasn't even sure I was sick. The next 3 days were the worst ever, absolutely miserable. Even with medicine, it just barely helped. But after those first 6 days, every single day has gotten a little better. Like a 1% better, 2% better. So, oh yeah, certainly. So, well, here's a little close-up of, since it's blue, it's not very, it doesn't show very well, but it's this Cabyll, how do we pronounce it? Cabyll-Uisge, which is, it's the water horse. This one is from the Isle of Man. It lives in the sea, pools, lakes, rivers, eats cattle and sheep, and sometimes, it doesn't say it eats them, but it sometimes takes the form of a young man and lures young women and tears them to pieces. So it seems to have some vendetta against young women. So it's a very dark creature. The description is really short, so I'll just read it for you. It's just this one little paragraph. It says, and I took like half an hour looking up the pronunciation for this. It's Cabyll-Uisge in the Isle of Man on the Irish Sea. The Cabyll-Uisge is the water horse that lurks in pools, lakes, and rivers. It takes livestock, dragging cattle and sheep down into the depths of the water where they are devoured. Sometimes it can take the shape of a young man who then lures unwary maidens away from the path onto uncertain ground, where it then turns back into its animal form and tears them in pieces. So, we've got this very dark creature. Here's the brainstorming and research sheet and my sketches. That's how we came to these sheep, because the Isle of Man has these specific sheep. Manx, what was it? Lowton. Manx Lowton sheep. They have 4 to 6 horns, and they're unique to this island. So yeah. Oh, and then we learned that those sheep have a special relationship with a bird called a, what was it, like a, it was like tough, but with a CH, so it's a chuff. A chuff bird, they thrive wherever these sheep live. So that's why we've got these birds and the sheep, and then this fellow here is contemplating its next meal. So wild. Yeah, that is an excellent word to describe this creature. It's cool because I recently, I mean, it's months ago now, but the most recent season of Ancient Magus Bride, the Japanese title is Mahotsukai no Yome, had this creature in it. So that was really cool because I had recent exposure to this magical, mythical monster. So yep, that's what we're working on today. And I am so surprised. I did not think we could finish it today, but it's time to ink him. Maybe we can finish it. Oh, I'm so glad you like it. I'm so unsure about it, but I just don't have time otherwise. I'm so glad to hear that you love the brainstorming part. It is so fun. If I didn't get to do that, I don't know if I would enjoy art making as much. I love doing the research and discovering unrelated, well, not unrelated things, but things you would never think are related. Like this, we have this water horse, Isle of Man, becomes this sheep that we would never have heard of otherwise, and then this bird we would never have heard of without looking at this. So it's like, thanks Wikipedia, because it's all thanks to Wikipedia. I love going down the Wikipedia rabbit hole. I do it all the time. Not just on stream either. Sometimes I'm working on something else and I need to look something up. And it's like, oh shoot, it's been 2 hours and I'm like 15 pages deep in Wikipedia stuff. But it's so good. I love learning little cool things. I'm so glad to hear that. You made my day. Thank you. It's lovely. These chuff birds are all black. Their beaks and legs are orange, but they're so far away in this image. It's so easy to ink them because they're just silhouettes of blackbirds. Okay, I've got to be careful now. I'm actually going to turn this so that I don't get my hand in this ink here. Okay, so I think for these sheep, I'm going to do hatching. I'm not going to outline them because they're so far away that they're basically silhouettes. So instead of outlining the sheep, I'm just filling in the shape with hatching. So it just doesn't make sense with them that far away for us to be able to see details that would entail an outline in an ink drawing. I don't know if it makes sense what my thinking is with this, but it's like also with the story of this, the Maginaturalist is on the sea right now, like in a boat or something. So it's going to be hard to see and hard to sketch. This one we see a little bit more detail because it's the closest one, but I'm still going to do the hatching silhouette. I still think it looks like a sheep or a goat or something, close enough. Okay, let's start inking the landscape. These craggy shores, cliffs. I'm doing a lot of broken lines because it's not just rock. There's actually quite a bit of greenery on them, grass or moss or whatever. So by doing a broken line, I'm hoping to show that it's not just solid rock. Okay, now I think I will ink the Cabyll-Uisge because I want to leave a little bit of space where the lines of the background don't touch this foreground figure. That way, the foreground figure, just because it's a black and white drawing, sometimes it can get really hard to see what's going on. So by leaving that little bit of space, it helps the viewer. Yeah, they're way closer than I would want to be to that thing. Ah, excellent. That's exactly what I was hoping to get with this image, is sort of sense and sort of ominous feeling. If you know what this creature is, you know that these sheep are pushing it by being where they are. I didn't want to do anything super violent. There were multiple reasons why I didn't think that that was appropriate for the project or appropriate for just the kind of art that I want to make. But this, having it be dark and ominous, that's alright. So I think that tells more of a story anyway, instead of showing blatant horror. Having a little, maybe a little bit of anxiety or anticipation. That's more, I feel that's more elegant anyway. And then just the practical aspect of it from the story of this being a Maginaturalist sketching it. Anyway, I'm so glad that that seems to be the effect that's happening, because that's exactly what I was hoping for. What do you mean? Some of the Disney coloring books turn into horror. Is that a thing I can look at online of people pointing that out somewhere? I can imagine it though. I'm adding a little texture to the mane. I don't want to overdo it, but just a little bit to show that this is hair. That looks really good. I'm really happy with that. Okay, let's continue with the face. I've purposefully made this horse a little more angular than what I saw with my little model here. Because I figure the angular is more scary, more carnivorous. Awesome. Okay, so how are we going to approach the rest of this? Should I ink the rest of the background and then do the water? I think so. Okay, so I'm going to move back onto the crags. I'm going to start over here because I'm afraid of putting my hand in any still wet ink here, so I don't want to do that. So let's go over here. I'm using broken lines here at the water's edge too, because that just helps show that the water is moving. And you can see a little bit of the rock here, but maybe the water is more visible here or whatever. And also it's moving, it's not a solid, unchanging thing. Trying to get that angular look. These are not soft, gentle hills. I carry this line all the way off. Let's do the same over here too. In fact, let's do that with the rest of these. Turn it the other way. This should be dry by now. This is what I was talking about before. I'm inking, but I'm not touching these background lines to the water horse. I just want to leave that little bit of visual space so that it's easier to look at as a black and white ink drawing. Nice. Okay, let's try doing some inking for the water. So first thing is where the water is right up next to the water horse. And then we've got these ripples coming out. But like I said earlier, the sea is doing its own thing, so the ripples are gonna be broken up really quickly just by the motion of the sea itself. further out, the lines do get more horizontal because the sea is just getting smaller and smaller because of perspective. Only 10 minutes left. I don't feel done yet. I've inked all of the lines that I sketched. But that's not the end to me because we don't have very much contrast going on here. I see it's inking. I'm getting ink on my finger because it's going through the towel. So that's why. Mystery solved. Okay, so I'm wiping my nib off. Sumi ink is really good for being able to just clean it off with water, but I think it's best not to let the ink dry on there. If you think you might be using your pen again before the end of your drawing session, because if you leave it on there it gets all cakey and then the ink won't flow off the nib nice. So for now, closing this. Got this wiped off pretty good. I gotta get this ink off my finger. Then I'm going to look up a scene, one of those pictures I found before, the Isle of Man from a picture taken from a boat. That way I can look at the contrast. I might even save the image and then edit it real quick to make it black and white and with a bunch of contrast, and then that way it's super easy to tell which should be darkest. Probably the crags, but the ocean is surprisingly dark, so... Oh sweet, look. I'm still up on that search. Let's see. Is that one? This is all this same castle. Let's see. That's not from the sea. How about Isle of Man cliffs? Here we go. Now I just need a picture from the sea because this is really close to what I want. They're all taken from on land. But I can just make this work. This one from the side here seemed pretty good. It had a really nice amount of contrast. This one. The Travel Bunny. Best things to do on an Isle of Man ... vacation probably. But all I want to do is take this image, put it in gallery app. Where'd my picture go that I downloaded? Then all I'm going to do is edit it. So I'll use gallery. So I want to adjust saturation down to nothing. So that's what I did. Took the saturation down to nothing. Already the contrast looks really good. But let's turn the contrast up even more. So that's the result we have. And then just save that. Alright, so just put my phone in landscape so that I can view it like this. And then it's so nice because I can see, okay, for these craggy rocks, there's these really shadowy areas, but it's also quite well lit from the top. And then we can see the sea is pretty bright out here, but where the crags are casting a shadow. Although, my scene is not supposed to be very darkly lit because it's supposed to be a dark, cloudy nightfall time. I even already wrote nightfall on the picture. So I don't think I'll worry about adding shadow to the sea. But another thing that we can glean from this, there's three main things in this image: the island, the sea, and the sky. And the brightest thing is the sky. So I think I will add a little bit of something to the water just to make it look a little bit darker than the sky. Although we do have this nice, what do we call this, like a belt dividing the sky from the sea, so there won't be any confusion about what's what. But okay, we only have 5 minutes, but let's see what we can do in 5 minutes. Inking the crags. That's a cool, that's like a art book title. So I'm gonna make an art book all about Isle of Man, and it can be ink drawings of the Isle of Man, and it's called Inking the Crags. Well, something I need to keep in mind as I'm working on this, now that I've started, is where the sheep are standing and their relationship to the shadows. They might have some shadows behind them, but they'll be lost really easily if I focus too much on doing a naturalistic job of this. I think it's better to carefully place the shadows so that the sheep aren't lost, because they're just silhouettes too. So I'll do my best to make it look naturalistic, but also leave plenty of space around the sheep. So I'm trying not to make it look like the sheep have little light halos around them, but also give these cliffs the dimension that I want. That's pretty good. So we'll just keep going like that. 3 minutes left. Oh no. Got a little ink on my finger. It's at a spot where, oh, no pen. I'm trying to use this pen rest here. But it's at a spot where I might get it on the page if I don't clean it off. It's nice. Sumi ink doesn't really stain. Cleans off so easily with water. Okay. Now this water horse, I do actually want that halo effect I was talking about. So that's that way of helping the viewer determine what's what in an image where it's nothing but black lines on white paper. This is the main character, so having that little bit of extra focus on it by allowing the halo to occur, that's a conscious choice, not an accident. Right there I got really close to that line, so I think I'll clean that up digitally if I remember. Oh, we're at time though. Well, I'll ink until this pen runs out of ink. Using this hatching is also helping to differentiate the different crags from one another because I've got several sitting in front of each other. I think that's good for now. We'll come back tomorrow and do some more ink work on this. So now we're 1 minute over. And then bring it into the digital realm to finish it up. Yay! Alright. This isn't as clean as I've made it earlier, but since I'm done, I can go clean it properly in the water in a minute. So let me just close up my ink. Oh, and I got ink on myself. I don't know how to stay clean. Look at all this. Alright, that's good enough. I'll clean my hand off properly later too. Okay, so just a little final close-up before I leave you for the day. The Cabyll-Uisge. I'm going to learn how to say this by the end of when I'm done working on it. So we've got the creature itself in the water looking up at its prey, and then the birds as well that are sort of helped by the prey existing and living and doing what they do. And slowly building up the contrast and making it a 3D scene. So that's it for today. Let's see if there's somebody to raid. I'm so happy. Thank you, lurkers, as well. There's 5 viewers right now. That's amazing for me. Let's go see if there's somebody fun to raid. I'm trying to get my phone to get off of landscape mode. Phone, I don't want landscape mode anymore. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's go see. Twitch. Okay, Twitch is telling me about the new updates to the app. Share suggestions with us on user voice. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Quickly see which... It's giving me like a tutorial. It's so distracting. It's hard to think. Okay, followed channels. Quickly see which of your favorite streamers are live and find all your followed channels in one place. Okay, that's what I want. Yeah, live. Okay, I have 2 people currently live. Let's go see Just Free Bird. She has less viewers right now. So it says... Let's finish this cover bind for my Kindle. Oh, fun. I've been reading on my Kindle a lot recently. Okay. I'm going to move my stuff over here. Ah! Almost knocked down my little horsey. Horsey. Boop. So that I can get my keyboard out. Oh, we had 5 viewers. A couple people bailed. They're like, no, we don't want to go on a raid. That's okay. Let's see. I gotta open a new Twitch tab. /raid just_freebird. Yay! Aw, Wolf, thank you. I'm glad to hear that. I was so worried. I know I said it earlier, but I was like, I don't know how it's gonna go because everything has been going terribly recently. So this has been so wonderful. Thank you everybody for joining me today and making this, yes, an excellent return. I missed live streaming. I love streaming with you guys. It's so fun. Okay, so the raid is counting down. Let me thank everybody who joined me today, and also Wolf, Sarah, and Exie for resubscribing today. It just totally made my day. Oh yeah, hope Aoife is doing better. She is. Her fur is growing back. You can barely see the cuts where she was bitten. So and we've been going on walks. She can finally walk again. So yep, she's doing better too. Thank you. Thank you for asking after her. She's just under the desk right over here sleeping as usual. Yep, we're all getting better. All right, the raid is ready to go. So let's go. Yay! Okay, the raid worked. So if you're still on my channel now, or you're watching the recording later, as I said, that's it for me today, but I'll be back tomorrow with more illustration on this piece. So I hope to see you then. Thank you for watching!